So this will be not only for JEE, it is very important for NEET also. NEET students must do, this is recommended. NEET students must do at least NCERT level maths 11-12, because without that you cannot score marks in physics. Take it for granted. Physics becomes very difficult. So then your marks in physics will syllabus. Yes, ICSE syllabus, as I told in the beginning, if you open the CBSE, or ICSE or state PU, syllabus is 100% same, line to line. Chapters are also 100% same. There is no difference in the syllabus. Okay. Only difference is ICSE is having slightly more application part than CBSE and state board. So there is no difference in syllabus. Yeah, I'm coming to all that. There is no difference between CBSE or ICSE or state PU syllabus. What we will be covering, generally what happens, if you are just going some local tuition, they are not providing mains and advanced, suppose, then they are covering only the CBSE. CBSE will be 60% of ICSE. But here, as we are covering for mains and advanced, so we are covering 200 times of what they cover in ICSE or CBSE or state PU. Okay, 200 times I'm telling. 300 times, 3-4 times more. So for example, suppose one chapter I have finished according to my level. Then you open any book. I'm not asking about this your CBSE or ICSE or state book. Definitely you can solve any question from that. From anywhere you can solve any problem. So that is called competency. You develop that kind of competency that once, suppose straight line is there. I have taught you straight line. Then it doesn't matter if I have taught you from this X book or Y book or Z book. The question can come from any book. So that must be book proof, pattern proof, any type of question. You must be able to solve it. You must be able to crack it. Okay. Second concept, the confusion comes KBPY. Okay. Okay, sir, we will be covering KBPY or not. So one thing I will tell, from last 4, 5, 6 years, we were teaching in the institute where we were producing top Karnataka ranks of KBPY. Earlier also we have produced top ranks of KBPY. First of all, KBPY syllabus in 11th, there is a problem. Problem is 11th, you can crack KBPY if your 9th and 10th is very strong. Because in maths particularly, in KBPY, there is no topic of 11-12 except 2 topics, quadratic equation and sequence and series. All other topics are from 9th and 10th. Understood? But in 12th, complete syllabus is covered of KBPY, 11th and 12th. And generally KBPY happens in 12th in November, and we finish the syllabus before that, 1 month before. So we provide special training is provided. Mock test will be there. Some special sessions will be there for KBPY. Okay. So as I was telling you that we have divided it into 5 phases, 5 portions, total syllabus of 11-12th. 3 will be in 11th and 2 will be in 12th. In those 3 phases, first phase, I will tell you the name of the chapters. Phase 1, first what we will do. We will start, one important chapter is there, that is basic mathematics. Sometimes Students or some even parents think that why this basic mathematics? Because it is not part of the syllabus. This over the years we have seen that there is a lot of difference between 10th class and 11th class. Lot of difference in the level. And particularly in 10th class, sometimes some students have taken some extra coaching, some extra inputs. And students are coming from different boards where syllabus difference is there. And some students in the school teachers, actually, they are not covering at the level we want some topics. For example, some students may not have done SATs, some students may not have done the logs, like this. So all those small chapters we will be covering here. I could not get your point. What is this, Patel? You have asked till July 9. Isn't 11th portion and 9th portion slightly the same? In physics and chemistry, they are same, not in maths, for your kind information. 9th and 11th is same. 10th and 12th is same syllabus in physics and chemistry, not in maths. There is no relation in maths. Maths is totally different. Okay. So just this information I am giving. This batch, your batch will continue till your board exams in 11th. Generally, January. We will be providing after this November, we will try to finish the syllabus, November, December. Then we will be providing, focusing on your board also. We will provide lot of practice material for board, assignment, DPP, everything. Once 11th is over, those who want to continue, they will be joining 12th. We will continue 12th. We will start 12th in the December only. 2-3 chapters we will finish in the 11th only, those who want to continue. And your 12th syllabus we want to finish by as soon as possible, August or September of next year. So that for KPPY you can get 2-3 months, 2 months minimum. And then there will be thorough revision for your mains. And then we will leave you for board exams. In January, mains will be there. Then February, March will be for your board exams. And after board exams, March, again, we will start your thorough revision, daily tests, etc. for mains and advance. Now, as I told, these are not dead sessions. These are live classes. You will be having doubt sessions regularly. You will be provided study material, plus one extra benefit is there. You will be having online weekly test also for those registered students. Online weekly test will be there. We will be starting that also. Okay. Yeah, this will be there. This year we don't know, it may slightly postpone also, but we are preparing that it will be in November. We don't know so far. What will be the position? Every other years it was in November. That is why we have started early classes also, so that we can finish. Yeah, test will start after, you see, first classes are starting, you learn something. After 2-3 weeks, regular test will start for the registered students. So it takes minimum 2-3 weeks to make some basic background on which we can take the test. Okay. So now in this phase 1, maths, note down the topics, which topics we will be covering. Phase 1. First of all, we will cover basic mathematics. Basic maths. In the basic math, we will cover some chapters like number theory, which you have done in the 10th class. Just division. Number theory. Then we will do logs also. That is part of this. Set theory, sets. Then we will do logs, which is very, very important chapter. Laws of indices, laws of ratios and proportion, simple concept, basic ideas. These things we will do in this. Yes? You want to tell something? Yes. Next will be your chapter 2. After this, I will start, once the basic is over, your trigonometry. So chapter 2 will be your trigonometry. Trigonometric functions, basically. See, trigonometry is very big. Trigonometry consists of trigonometric functions, trigonometric equations, then inverse trigonometric functions, solution of triangles, etc. So these first two chapters, trigonometric ratios and identities and trigonometric equations, these we will take in the 11th class. In the end, I will take trigonometric, the solution of triangle, and finally in 12th class beginning we will take, yeah, that is part of this, trigonometric functions and ratios, measures of angle basically. 6-7 chapters are there in this, in trigonometric functions, measures of angles, then trigonometric identities, then compound angle, multiple submultiple, transformation, conditional identities, periodicity. So many chapters we will divide this. That is what I am saying. In NCERT, they have finished this in 8 or 10 pages. But for us, there are 8 or 10 chapters. So you will get around 500 problems. Because trigonometry must be very, very strong from the beginning. After trigonometry, immediately we will come to 2D geometry. Some portion of 2D geometry we will do. Like point, straight line, and circle. So this will be your phase 1. Very important phase. This all basic concepts will be built in the phase 1. Okay. So now I am starting. Any doubt? I am unmuting you, all of you. If any doubt is there, you can ask me. I am unmuting all. Any type of doubt is there, you can ask me freely.
No, sir.
Yes?
So hello sir, this trigonometry and its related chapters will cover 10th portion also.
10th portion, that means in 10th, small chapter is there, that is trigonometric identities, that we will cover. Height and distance we will not cover. If you want, I can provide separate.
Okay, sir.
Your exams are not over?
Sir, the exams are over, sir.
Then no use. Okay. That we will cover, height and distance, and that we will cover here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If exams are not over, you can ask me. I can provide you additional material for 10th class also.
Okay, sir. Sir, so in case of any doubt, I can call you.
Yeah, no, WhatsApp you can do.
Okay, sir. I'll use the WhatsApp. Okay, thank you, sir.
I may be in the class or somewhere. Okay. And
okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, WhatsApp is always better medium.
Okay, sir.
Or every day, in every class, I will be giving some extra time for doubt removal. Because that is my general basic idea is, whenever I am starting a class, I will give 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes for the doubts of this current topic. Once those doubts are over, we'll start the class. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank
Any
you.
other doubts? Anything else?
Sir, where do we get study materials?
That you will get study material Google Classroom. Password. So everybody must have Gmail. Through Gmail, you can download that app is there one, Google Classroom. On your mobiles, you can have. On your laptop, you can have Google Classroom. For Google Classroom, I will give one password. Through that, you registered. Then whatever study material for your class is uploaded, you will get it.
Yes, sir.
Method, how to solve and how to submit. That method also I will explain afterward. One video I will give. Because there is a provision of submission of homework. That is also there. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you,
can you please repeat it,
Yeah,
sir? Where will get materials?
So CET, this CET is a part of mains. When you are preparing for mains, CET 100% you will get. When we are teaching for advanced, CET is 100% guaranteed. We don't bother about the CET. Okay, don't worry for that. CET, I can assure, CET is a part of it. So in the last, actually, we are doing what we are doing when we are publishing the syllabus. Then you will be solving some test papers for CET also. So CET is a part of it. CET board
Where can
is
we
their
get
part.
the materials?
Material you will get on the Google Classroom.
Okay.
For study material, I will tell you must go to the Gmail. You must have, everybody must have Gmail account.
Yes, sir.
Gmail account. On Gmail account, you will find certain apps are there. So there Google Classroom is there.
Sir.
Google Classroom. For Google Classroom, I will share password of your this batch on this group only.
Sir.
In your WhatsApp group, I will share the password of the Google Classroom. So enroll through that password. Once you have enrolled, you will get all the study material there under different heads. Books head, physics, maths, chemistry, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Whatever we are uploading, you upload. Suppose this you have to submit, solve it, convert into PDF, again submit it. So slowly you will be asking more details whenever you have doubts, and we will be providing all the details. Okay.
Sir, in Gmail, where do we get the Google Classroom, sir?
Gmail. You just type on the Google Classroom.
Sir, if you type in Google Classroom, it will ask username and password.
Gmail you must have. See, on the right hand side, some like this app comes, small buttons are there, like 6, 7. On the right hand side of the Gmail, when you are
Yes,
going
sir.
for Google. Apps,
Yes,
all
sir.
apps are there, more apps.
Sir.
In that, if you click, so many apps, Hangout, Meet, so many will come.
Hello, sir.
1 second. If possible, I will show you. Otherwise, I will send the link. 1 second. I will try to show you here if possible.
Oh.
No. So what you will do when you are opening Google Classroom, on the right hand side, there will be like this dots will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like this dots will be there on the right hand top corner. On these dots, if you click, you will get here. If you click here on these dots like this, you will get so many options: account, business, drive, docs, sheets, Google Slides, calendar, chat, etc. In that, only one of the option is a Google Classroom. So when you are clicking on the Classroom, they will ask for registration. What is the name, class, password? That password I will be sharing with you. Okay. So you try it. If you are not getting, search Google. If still not getting, ask me. I will explain detail. Yes, correct. So in your mobiles also you can have. Mobile is better actually. You will get in mobile app is there. Okay. So afterward, you try, search. If you're still not getting, we will explain this. How to do it. Hello? Yes? So now I'm starting, okay? Today's class. So, yes, Sampreet, you're asking something? Shreyas Kulkarni?
No, sir.
Okay. So then you switch off your microphones. Subhash also you switch off. Whenever you want, you can switch on again. Tejas, you also switch off because background sound comes. Okay, very good. So if any doubt is there, you can unmute and ask me. So now I am starting your class. First, basic mathematics. This is very important for your 11th, as I told. It fills the gap between 10th and 11th. And by this, basically your performance is increased. One more very important thing. In physics also, physics sir will be starting for around 15 to 20 days of basic mathematics, calculus, because he will be teaching calculus, the portion of the calculus which is very much useful for physics. In mathematics, calculus will come in 12th basically. Physics sir will be explaining you some part of, you can say differentiation, some part of integration, those concepts, basic formulas. Just learn the formulas because they are useful for application in physics. In maths, in 12th class or at the end of 11th, we will study in detail, exhaustive. Okay. So sometimes some students think, no sir, we will not remember, we can't mug up some formulas, explain the method. So then it is a problem because method explanation will be part of maths. Sir will be explaining so that he can utilize those because integration is required, differentiation is required, maxima, minima, so many concepts are required in physics. So sir will be covering some basic part of the maths. So now coming to basic mathematics. In basic mathematics, first I will be starting with your 10th class, what you have done, number system. So write the first heading, basic mathematics. All students must sit with, yes, everything we will cover. Okay, but not in detail as you have done in 10th class. This is just a fast revision. Any doubt is there? I can revise that portion again. I will provide the sheets also depending on your requirement. So basic mathematics. In the basic mathematics, first part comes number theory, number system. All students must sit with pen and paper. All these videos will be uploaded, will be available on YouTube also. The link of that particular class will be shared with you. Yes, any doubt you want to ask? No. Okay, so number system. So in 10th, you have already studied some particular type of numbers. Those again, I'm revising. First number, natural numbers or counting numbers. Natural numbers are known as counting numbers also. Counting numbers. They start from 1, so and represented by capital N.
Muted होता है?
They are represented by capital N. N is equal to represented by this 1, 2, 3, and so on. So smallest natural number is 1 and there is no largest natural number. Keep on adding 1, 1, 1, 1. Second, you have done set of whole numbers. Just for revision, W. So you can see every chapter we will start like that only from basics. Just you have to follow with me. In the set of natural number, 0 is added. Set of whole numbers. Next comes a set of integers. So integers are positive natural numbers, negative natural numbers, as well as 0. So they are represented by I or sometimes Z is equal to. It starts from -infinity to -3, -2, -1. 0 is also part of this, and positive number up to +infinity. So integers can be positive, integers can be negative, and 0 is also one of the integer. Now here further subdivision is there in set of integers. Yes, sets that I will explain because some students will not understand what is this subset. Yes, you are correct, Chaitanya. So I will explain that under sets. So in the set of integers, again we can define certain other points. First, set of negative integers. Set of negative integers. See, this is represented by I minus here. So when you see I minus, you must not get confusion. What is this? That is the purpose of explaining all these things. Set of negative integers is represented by I minus, and this is equal to only negative numbers starting from -infinity to -3, -2, -1. That is all. 0 is not here. This is set of negative integers. Everybody has noted this? Then I will go for next page. Just tell me one or two students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to next page now. After this, second, set of non-negative integers. Set of non-negative integers. So what will be set of non-negative integers? This set of non-negative integers. So let us first discuss what is the set of non-negative. That means negative numbers will not be there. So set of non-negative integers is nothing but 0 will also come. That means negative numbers will not be there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, this is set of non-negative integers. And you can understand this is nothing but whole numbers only. So sometimes to confuse the students, they, instead of calling whole number, they call it set of non-negative integers. Similarly, third set is a set of positive integers and set of non-positive integers. Set of positive integers, this will be I plus, and this is same as set of natural numbers. Natural numbers are nothing but set of positive integers. And fourth is a set of non-positive integers. Set of non-positive integers. That means in this case, positive numbers will not be there. So only all negative numbers with 0. This is set of non-positive. We don't have any symbol for this. So this was about the integers. After integers comes so 1, 2, 3, next fourth. Fourth number is even integers, even numbers or even integers. Even numbers or even integers. See, in this even integers can be positive or negative. Don't think that 0, 2, 4, 6 are only even integer. -2, -4, they are also even integer. So the numbers which are divisible by 2 are called even integers, and they are represented by, they are like 0, plus -2, plus -4, and so on. And in general, you can represent it by 2n, where n is a natural number. N is a natural number. N is any natural number. So even integers are represented in this way. 0 to plus -2, plus -4, and this. Then similarly, odd integers. Odd integers are plus -1, which are not divisible by 1. Plus -1. Non-positive. No, there is no symbol for that. Non-positive integers, we don't have any particular symbol for that. Okay. So odd integers, 0 plus -1, 0 plus -2, 0 plus -3, 0 plus -5. These are all odd integers. So they can be represented in general by the symbol 2n minus 1, where n is, yes, one more important thing, n is not integer, natural number here. N is any integer, where n is I will write here in the previous one, where n is a integer. So 2n minus 1, here n is 2n minus 1 or 2n plus 1, here n is any integer. This integer can be positive, this integer can be negative. No, that I have made correction, okay? N is integer. Okay, Sanchita? 6. Sixth number is prime numbers. Prime numbers. So a natural number accept unity. You can write a natural number accept unity is a prime if it is divisible by 1 and self only. That means it has only 2 divisors. That means it has only 2 divisors. So although you have done all this, just for revision I am giving. So what are those? Except 1. So 2, 3, Unity means 1. Accept unity means accept 1. 1 is not a prime number. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, and so on. 31, 37, 41, and so on. These are all prime numbers. Just note down this, then I will change the page. Okay.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to next
Done,
page.
sir.
So you can observe here 2, 3 things. There is only one even prime number, that is 2. First observation is note. 2 is the only even prime number. Two is the only even prime number. All other even numbers will be composite. So after this, next concept comes composite numbers. So we have done this. So up to 6 number we have done. So after 6 number, come to 7 number. Composite numbers. Composite numbers. So natural number which are not prime except unity or 1. Natural numbers which are not prime except 1 are called composite numbers. Or in another words, I can say the numbers having the natural numbers having 3 or more divisors are called composite numbers. See, what are the natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Unity is 1. I'm using word unity for 1. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like this. So from this, you cancel the numbers like 1 except 1. What are the prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7. After 7, cancel 11, 13, 17. So whatever numbers are left, they are composite numbers. So some composite numbers we can write here. Some composite numbers are 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. These are some composite numbers. So here, sometimes in question they may give smallest composite even number. So some observations are smallest even composite number. No, I will come to the definition of coprime. Okay, I will come to definition of coprime. Basically, composite numbers are which are divisible by more than 2 numbers. Yes, that is why I have written here divisible by having 3 or more. So smallest even composite number is 4. Smallest odd composite number is 9. And 1 is, remember this thing, because most of the time students forget this point. 1 is neither prime number nor composite. One is neither prime number nor composite number. Yeah, morning classes are going on. 7 to 9, that is different batch. Okay, there we are doing some other chapters. Set is over. Log will be started. Log started. So that's different batch. All subjects. Maths I have finished the sets. Logs started today. Tomorrow, next class log will be over next week. Then we will start in morning. 1 is neither prime nor composite number. Yes, correct. Next, after this comes the concept of co-prime numbers. You were asking, some student was asking this. So what are co-prime numbers? So next concept is 8 number, co-prime numbers. Yes, if their highest common factor is 1. So two natural numbers, not necessarily prime, are said to be co-prime if their highest common factor is 1. This is not complete definition, Shweta. So two natural numbers, A and B. So two natural numbers are said to be co-prime if their highest common factor is 1. That is the concept. See, the natural numbers may not be prime. For example, 25 and 16, they are co-prime. Co-prime means relatively prime. Both are not prime numbers, both are composite, but together they form a pair of co-prime numbers. Why they form a pair of co-prime numbers? Because their highest common factor, nothing is common. Similarly, I can say 2, 3. This is also one pair. So 1, 2, this is also one pair. 1, 16, this is also one pair. So there can be so many pairs. 7, 8. So many pairs can be there, which don't have anything in common. Two consecutive natural numbers will be always co-prime. No, 15 and 10, 5 is the common. For example, 15 and 10, their highest common factor is 5. So this is not example of co-prime. This is not co-prime numbers. Any two consecutive natural numbers, 107, 108, they will be co-prime. Yes, 815 can be there, 817 can be there, 1516 can be there. So many way can be there in infinite. Okay. Yes. After this comes twin prime. Next, this is completed. Note down fast. This is just for revision purpose. Next concept comes twin prime. So next number is, so we have done I think up to 8. 9th is twin prime. If difference between two prime number is 2, then that pair is called twin prime numbers. If difference between two prime numbers is 2, then that pair is called a pair of twin primes. Those numbers are known as twin primes. Some example of twin primes are 3, 5, one example, 5, 7. Can you give me some more examples? 7, 9, no. 7, 9 is wrong because 9 is not a prime number. Okay.
11, 13.
11, 13 is correct. 11,
17 and 19.
Yes, that is also
17 and
correct.
19.
17 and 19.
29
31.
and 31.
29 and
31.
31. Yes, yes, that is enough. Okay.
Yes.
29 and 31. But difference must be 2. Because I think some student has given here one example that was 29, 23 and 29. That is wrong, Shreyas. Because difference is not 2. 31, 37 is also wrong. I think 91 is not a prime. That you have to check. Because this number is 91 is divisible by 7. 13 into 7 is 91. So it is not a prime. Both numbers must be prime. And 93 is also not prime. This is divisible by 3. Okay. So these are some examples of twin primes. Next, rational numbers. From here, some important discussion will start. Rational numbers, 10. Rational numbers. All numbers that can be represented in the form of P upon Q, where Q is not equal to 0, and P and Q are integers. And P and Q are integers. See here, I am using the word integer. And you know integer can be positive as well as integer can be negative. So for example, rational numbers can be of the type see on number line you can represent even the irrational numbers also. On number line you can represent the irrational numbers also. Yes, what you are asking, co-prime? Shreyas, you are asking co-prime, something you have written?
Sir, is it P and Q are co-prime?
Not necessarily. Because then they can be equivalent rational numbers. Like 1 upon 2 is same as 3 upon 6 is same as minus 4 upon 8 minus.
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are all equivalent rational numbers. All are rational numbers. We cannot say that 3 upon 6 is not a rational number. Understood? 3 upon 6
Yes,
is also rational number. Where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. No, prime numbers start definition is with natural numbers. If you see the definition what I have given, the natural numbers which are, so prime numbers are not negative. So integers, like for example, 1 upon 2. This rational numbers, I am giving example of rational numbers. 1 upon 2 minus 3 upon 4 minus 7 upon minus 5 3 0 minus 2. All are these examples of rational numbers. Even 22 upon 7, this is also rational number. Okay. 0.333. Now, one important thing here. There is one more definition is there of rational numbers. No, Patel, this I will clear the doubt in next point. Okay, pi, that is wrong. Okay, 22 upon 7, I will explain that concept. There is one more second definition is there of rational numbers. Rational numbers. No, that is also not rational numbers. Second definition. Rational numbers have either terminating decimal part. So the decimal part is terminating.
Sir, so if it is terminating, it is rational, and if it's non-terminating, it is irrational.
No, I'm explaining, note down, okay? The decimal part is terminating or non-terminating recurring. Non-terminating recurring. I'm explaining this part. See, some examples I'm taking. Suppose 1 upon 4. If you divide 4, this is 0.25. So this is terminating decimal. 1 upon 2. This is 0.5, terminating decimal. Other examples can be 0.3517, 10 point. This is also, all these are examples of terminating decimal. Or repeating, non-terminating. So these are the examples of terminating decimal. Terminating decimal. Now, what is the example of non-terminating decimal? For example, if I ask you 10 upon 3, if you divide 10 with 3, see this. 3 3s are 9, 1, decimal 0, 3. This is 9, this is 1, 0, 3, yes. So this is equal to 10 upon 3 is equal to 3.33333 up to infinity. This is the example of non-terminating decimal. But reappearing, 3 is reappearing again and again and again and again.
There will be no full stop, no, sir?
Never. It is always infinite. That's why dash 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 left. So sometimes question arises how to express this non-terminating decimal as a rational number. How to prove that it is a rational number? 2-3 examples I will take. 1 digit may be repeating, 2 digits may be repeating, 3 digits may be repeating. So this number is generally written as 3.3 bar. This shows that this 1 digit is repeating. You note down this, then I will go to next page. Note down this part. Completed? Sir, is it necessary for P and Q to be non-negative? Why I've given example here itself. See, for example, in this case, you can see P is negative, Q is positive. This example, in this example, both are negative. In this example, both are positive. All types of examples are given. Because what I have told you, P and Q are integers. Integers can be positive, negative.
Done, sir.
This 22/7 I will come. When the irrational numbers, when I will explain, then I will explain that concept. After 3-4 minutes, okay? Just wait 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes. So now, my question is how to identify. For example, if I say that a number like 2.3171717 up to infinity, this is a rational number. Because if it is a rational number, I must be able to express in the form of P upon Q. So which rational number it represents? So this number can be represented as 2.317 bar. These two digits are repeating, so I will put bar also here. If 3 digits are repeating, I will put bar over the 3 digits. Infinite time. So here, the method is, see, listen carefully, what is the method? Some students may be knowing that. Method is, first of all, I will take out the part which is not repeating. So this 3 is not repeating. So let us consider S is equal to 2.317171717 and up to infinity. So I have to take this 3 outside, so multiply by 10. So 10S is equal to 23.171717 and up to infinity. Now, check how many digits are repeating. If 2 digits are repeating, multiply by 100. 3 digits are repeating, multiply by 1000. If 4 digits are repeating, multiply by 10,000 and so on. So here only 2 digits are repeating, so I will multiply by 100 this, both sides. So we will get 1000 S is equal to 2317 point. Now 10S. 10S is equal to 23.171717 and so on. Subtract that both. So if you subtract, you will get the answer. This is 990S is equal to 4. This will be 0 here. 2, 2. So S is equal to 2294 upon 990. This you can simplify also, cancel, solve further. So this is the number represented by this. This is the rational number. This is in the form of P upon Q. This is in the form of P upon Q. This is clear? Solve one more problem after this. For a practice, I am giving question number 2. For the number S is equal to 23.107.107.107 up to infinity. Or 407 you can take, not necessarily one only, just so that it is a rational number.
Sir, we should do it now, sir.
Yeah, immediately solve it. For practice, so that if any confusion is there, I will clear it. All students must try at least. I will explain, no problem. So what was the concept? See here. First of all, I will take the digit which was not repeating here. So in this case, this 7, this 17, 17, 17. So 3 was left out. So I multiply by 10. Here, there is no such pair. Why there is no such pair? Because here, this 407 is repeating, this 407 is repeating, this 407 is repeating. So no pair left. No digit left out. Now I have to multiply by 1000 because there are 3 digits which are repeating. So I will multiply by thousands because 3 digits are there. So this will be 2, 3, 407. What group must be outside? 0.407, 407, and so on. Now subtract that. S is equal to 23.407, 407, and so on. So this is a 999 S. Subtract is equal to subtract 4. 3, 3, 2. Point 0. So S is equal to 23384 upon 999. Yes, very good. So this is Chaitanya, I think you have done some mistake. Okay. So just one more question if you want. Solve this for practice. Last problem. Okay. Now I'm giving you another problem. S is equal to find 3.421575757 and so on. Solve this. Okay, good, Chaitanya. So now solve this. And then afterward, I will take another number. Irrational concepts I will do after this.
Sir, so other than the recurring numbers, there are 3 other numbers. So we'll have to multiply it with 1000.
Yes, very good. No, how many recurring other than recurring numbers? 3 extra numbers are there.
Yes, sir.
So first we have to multiply by 1000. Correct. Very good.
Okay.
So these 3 digits are left. Very good. You have done very fast. Viren Patel. You are going with full speed. So check your answers, both of you, Patel and you. Same answers or different? So 3 digits are there. So I will multiply by 1000 first as 3, 4, 2, 1. So some difference is there between Chaitanya and Patel. This point 57, 57, 57, 57. Well, I think we have not got same answers. No, there is difference between the answer of Patel and Chaitanya got the same. Sanchita got different. Let me check who is right. So now I will multiply by 100 more because one group I have to take outside. One group of this. So I will see these are 2 digits are there now 2. So this is, I think Sanchita seems to be correct. So I will multiply by 100 more. So if I 100 more means I will get 100 and this S is equal to 342157.575757. See, one group I have to take outside. Now subtract both. So 1000 S is equal to 3421.575757. This you can calculate. This will give you the answer. So minus 99,000 and this will be, so calculate this part, 6, 3, 7, yes, correct, 6, 3, 7, 8, 3, 3. So this will be correct. 338736 S. So S is equal to 338736 upon 99000.
Sir, can you please again after you multiplied it with 100 because there were 2 recurring, because there was a pair of recurring number.
See here. What is the method? First of all, 3.421. Then 575757. So how many digits are not repeating? Unnecessarily they are after decimal. These 3 digits I must remove first. These are not repeating.
Yes, sir.
So first I will multiply by 1000. So if I multiply by 1000 both sides, so 1000 S is equal to 3421.575757. Understood? Now
yes, sir,
how many digits are recurring? 2 digits.
Two
So one pair. Yes. So I multiply by 100. So if I multiply by 100, 3 digits are already there. 3 zeros, 2 zeros will come. 3 and 2. S is equal to 342157.5757. Now subtract them. So 1000 S is equal to 3421.575757. Subtract minus. So when you subtract, what you will get here? This part. So this is a simple subtraction. 99000 S is equal to this much. 99,000. 1 lakh minus 199,000 is equal to 338, whatever is there, subtract. So 338736. So S is equal to this divided by this, which is in the form of P upon Q. Yes, yes. Without that, you cannot see. Main thing is both decimal part must be same. So when you subtract, right side must be 0. Otherwise, again, decimal will be left out. So it is necessary to take one pair on the left hand side. Multiply by 100 in this case. In previous question, we have multiplied by 1000 because 3 digits were recurring. And then subtracted. So this was basically in your 10th class, this concept. 9th or 10th, somewhere it was there. Now coming to irrational numbers. Now coming to irrational numbers. I will give some questions for your homework, okay? Some 5-6 questions I will give as homework. Some problems. Those you will be solving at home and submitting me.
Sir, how
Yes.
to submit the homework, sir?
That what you can do, you will be solving on white paper. And there is one app is there, Chem Scanner. Free of cost, it is available on App Store. Through the Chem Scanner, you will be converting it into PDF. And then through the PDF, you will be saving that PDF in your laptop or Google Cloud or Google Drive, anywhere you can save it. Then go to the Google Classroom. There is one button is there, submission of assignment. Go to the assignment, submit. So for submission, they will ask upload link. So go to that folder, link it, upload it, save it, and then return it. Returning is essential. Turn in. Yes, turn in. That is very, very important. Turn in. Finally, you have to press turn in. Okay. I will share one link for that, how to submit it. If you have doubt, you can visit YouTube also, how to submit assignment on Google Classroom. 1 or 2 times in the beginning, it may be slight problem may be there, but afterward you will learn it. Or any doubt is there, we will be there.
Sir,
to help
Google
you.
Classroom ID.
That I will share on this class, your group, WhatsApp number, WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes. Next, come to irrational numbers. I think by 9 or 10 o'clock night, I will send it. Because today much homework is not there, just 4 or 5 problems, or I will give in the end of the class. Let me check. Okay. So irrational numbers, the real numbers which are not rational. Yes, one thing I forgot to mention, that rational numbers are represented by Q. That I forgot to mention. Rational numbers are represented by here. Rational numbers are represented by capital letter Q, capital Q. So rational numbers are, you can note down here, rational numbers are represented by capital Q. All rational numbers, capital Q. This Q represent rational numbers. Okay. So now coming to irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are those real numbers which are not rational. The real numbers which are not rational are called rational numbers. So they are basically complement, opposite. Complement means opposite of rational numbers. So irrational numbers are represented by this Q, C, or Q bar. This. That means the rational numbers are not of the form of P upon Q. They cannot be represented in this form. So one important point to note here, note the decimal part. As I told, they are opposite of that. Decimal part of rational number was terminating, or if it non-terminating, recurring. This will be opposite. The decimal part is the decimal part of a rational number is neither terminating. So you can write the decimal part of irrational numbers is neither terminating nor recurring. Neither terminating nor recurring. Very good. Okay. So Govind is correct. For example, under root 2, under root 3, 5 raised to power 1 upon 3, 7 raised to power 4 upon 11, like this. All are irrational numbers. 1 plus under root 3, under root 7, all are irrational numbers. Now, yes, correct. Pi. Pi is also, some students were asking, pi is rational or irrational? Pi is irrational number. Sometimes confusion comes, sir, pi is equal to 22 upon 7. Then how it is irrational? So remember, 22 upon 7 is a rough approximation. It is not exact value. Pi is equal to, is approximately is equal to 22 upon 7. Not exact. Understood? Exact value of pi, if you want, you can see, search Google, you will find up to thousands of decimal places. So, sir, then why do we use it if it is not exact? Suppose question is, suppose every time you have to multiply by some number is there like this, 2.2.31452610229. What you will do? So you can take, or this is suppose 8 is there, like this some number is there. So will you multiply or add with this number every time? What you will do for rough calculation purpose, you will take 2.32. Okay, this number is approximately equal to 2.32. Because we don't need perfection every time. Every time I have to take this type of value, then division, multiplication, you cannot solve even a single problem. Okay, so that is why approximate value of pi is 22 upon 7. This is fair value. If you want, search Google, you will get up to thousands of places. In IAM around one book is there, in the last page they have given up to 1000 places of pi, decimal part. Okay, so that is why pi is irrational. Remember this point. Okay, pi is not rational, pi is irrational. Yes, next. Now, the numbers will be non-recurring decimal part. Numbers like this, 2.310598187112, like this, up to infinite, non-terminating. This is a rational number because there is no pattern. Like 2.1011011100001111, like this. This is also irrational because here no pair is repeating. So these are examples of irrational number. So now that confusion is over, everybody. No, you can't convert irrational to rational or rational to irrational. See, Shreyas has done the research work for you. He has found so many places of pi. Very good. Okay. Maybe just I have no, I don't remember. But Google you can search. Okay. So I don't want to go to that in whether it is right or wrong. Okay. You can just search the Google. You will find so many places. 3.1419 Fusion. See this another Fusion Gul came with so many pi values. So this is a question of searching only. Okay. Don't worry. Only thing is 3.14 22.7 is correct up to 2 decimal place, and which is fair approximation for our purpose. So this is the irrational numbers. These are all irrational numbers. Then comes the real numbers. Irrational numbers are represented by complement of q or q bar. Then comes real numbers. Real numbers are represented by capital R. And this real number, one symbol I will use, this is made up of rational number and irrational numbers. Okay. No need of wasting this much time. As I told you, can find thousands of places. Just you have to search the Google. It is correct. See how many places he has find. And there is no pattern. Okay. Yes, very good. I will explain some part of that complex today also. Because now we will be requiring some basic information for that. You are in 11th class. One chapter is there separate. So real numbers are represented by R, and they are whole real numbers. Suppose this is the world of real numbers divided into two parts. One is a rational number, one is a irrational number. This. Okay. Rational number, irrational number. No, these are not fake numbers. Are there fake numbers? Okay. So don't go unnecessarily to that direction. So rational number, irrational number. That means real numbers can be represented as rational number union. This U sign is union. I will explain in set theory. Those who don't know, this we spell as union. Union means add, addition. So if I add both Q and Q bar, I will get real numbers. Okay. Then comes above the set of real number comes somebody was asking imaginary number, so comes complex number basically. Complex numbers. They are represented by Z or C, by complex number C or sometimes Z. So complex numbers are of the form of C is equal to, just some idea, separate chapter is there, so don't worry, I'm not going in detail of this complex number, okay? They are in the form of X plus this iota Y. Now you may be thinking, what is this iota? I, this is I form. This I am explaining. A small part here, it is essential here now to explain IY. Simply IY. Where remember, X and Y are real numbers only. For example, some example I am giving. Suppose I ask you x square is equal to 1, then roots are x equal to plus minus 1. But if I ask you x square is equal to minus 1, then is the problem. I'm explaining that part. Shreyas, I'm explaining, okay? Listen here. X square is equal to minus 1. Because your problem is when physicians particularly solving certain problems or mathematicians, they need to find roots of this equation x square plus 1 is equal to 0. X square plus 1 is equal to 0. Then this problem was faced. Yes? Want to ask something? Then this problem was faced because x square is a positive for any real number. You take negative number, if you square it will be positive, and 1 is also positive. So sum of two positive numbers cannot be 0. Then they thought that there must be some numbers outside the real world, real numbers. So then they were invented. So then x square is equal to -1. So x is equal to plus minus under root of -1. So under root of -1, this was called I. So from here, under root of -1 was called I. Iota, basically iota in this form it is written.
Sir, can you
Latin.
explain again?
See, x square is equal to -1. So x will be how much? Plus minus under root of -1. Then under root of -1, this was given a symbol I, like 3.14 is given pi. So they've called it I. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I put this I here again back, so I square is equal to -1. So I square becomes real. If I square it, I square is equal to -1. So I
Sir,
is
can you
1.
please explain again, sir?
So this is just a concept only. See what I'm saying. I, what is I? This I is equal to Latin word iota under root of -1. This symbol is known as I. If I square will be how much? -1.
-1.
And I cube is I square into I, and I square is -1, so it is -I. So I cube is equal to -I, and I4 is I square, that is -1 square is equal to 1. Don't worry for this, just you must know that there are some imaginary numbers.
Sir, I raised to 5 is equals to?
Again, we will learn that chapter. A separate chapter is there. Okay. Because I raised to power 5 will become I. Separate chapter is there for that.
Yes, sir.
Just I am exposing you that there are some other worlds also. So see, now one very interesting fact from here. This, shall I delete this downward part? Yes. Shall I delete this downward part, lower half of this?
Yes, sir.
Now, the important part, what I am saying, I have written here, see, z is equal to x plus iy, where x and y are real numbers. 0 is also real number. So now three types of numbers I am giving. For example, 2 minus 3i, under root 2 plus 5i, or simply 2i, or simply 3, or cos theta plus I sin theta. Suppose these examples I have written. I have to check whether the all are complex numbers or not. So here, x, when I write a complex number as c is equal to x plus iy, this x is called a real part of c, a real part, and y is called imaginary part. So in this case, this is complex number, x is equal to 2, y is equal to -3. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Just here, what is the x?
Real
Under
part.
root 2, and y is equal to 5. Now what is x here? 2i. 2i you can write 0 plus 2i. So x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. Because x and y are real, 0 is a real number. And this I can write 3 plus 0i. So x is equal to 3, y is equal to 0. Basically what I want to say, that all numbers, including real, imaginary, everything is called complex number. So real numbers are subset of complex numbers.
Sir, so it's just that y's value is equal to i's coefficient.
Yes. Y value is the coefficient of I. Y may be 0, then it becomes real. If Y is
Understood.
not 0, it becomes imaginary. Yeah, separate chapter is there, very big chapter. Okay.
Sir, when y is not 0, it is imaginary.
Yes. Two cases will be there. See, Y is equal to 0. Then what will happen? C is equal to X. So this implies real numbers. If Y is equal to not 0, then C will become X plus IY. So definitely they are imaginary numbers because I is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, one small thing I'm explaining you, that is a laws of proportions. Or shall I explain you definition of indices? Indices I'm explaining. Because you are already aware of that chapter. You are, I think, you like that chapter, indices? 9th, 10th class. So write the laws of indices. Yes, exponents. Yes, very good. So some formulas, if you doubt, you can ask me. A power 0 is equal to 1. Remember here, base must not be 0. Generally, base is positive here. A raised to power, second concept is A raised to power m into A raised to power n. Then what happens? Power get added. Third, division law or quotient law, A raised to power m upon A raised to power n is equal to A raised to power
m minus n.
m minus n. Fourth, A raised to power minus n is equal to 1 upon A raised to power n. Fifth, A raised to power 1 upon n. How to write this? Nth root of A. Nth root of A.
Nth root of a.
Yes. A raised to power m raised to power n. This will be how much?
A raised to m into n.
Yes, this becomes product. A is to m is to n. And seventh, if it is A raised to power p upon q. So this is the qth root of A raised to power p. For example, 4 raised to power 3 upon 2. Tell me this will be how much?
Four is to one.
4.
4:1.
This is 8. 4 square raised to power 3 upon 2. So this is 4 raised to power 3 is equal to 8. This will be 8. Okay. So today I am finishing class here. Next class, I will explain you some part of one portion is there, certs. Then I will explain you laws of ratios and proportions. And if time permits, in next class, I will go for laws of ratios and proportions. And if time permits, I will go for sets. Sets will take minimum 3 classes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
4:3 is 64, I guess.
4 is to?
4:3 is 64.
Yes, 64 under root is 8. No, no.
Okay.
Okay. This is 2
Sir,
cube.
it should be 2.
No. Just I made mistake here. Calculation. This is 2 square basically. This is 2 square. 4 is 2 square. Okay. This 4 raised to power 3 by 2. This is so 2 will cancel. It is 2 cube is equal to 8.
Okay, sir.
So today you understood everything whatever I have explained.
Yes, sir.
I think this was good revision of your 10th.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Some
Yes,
portion you
sir.
may not have done also, some concepts, new things you may have learned. So
Yes, sir.
in the beginning, 2-3 classes will be
Yes,
like
sir.
that. Then
Yes, sir.
slowly we will proceed
Yes,
to
sir.
higher things. Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so thank you everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, homework.
Homework I will give on that group. I will send. I think today WhatsApp group you can take some questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Next time
Okay,
onward
sir.
you can take from Google Classroom.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay. I will share it.
Okay, sir.